So today in this session, we will see how to fetch data from paginated API using Power Query MCode. So in this session, I am going to take a open API source. Basically, it's a Ricky and Morty API. This is a famous cartoon, and I'm going to fetch the data from it. So first thing we will see is the documentation of the API. So when you open the documentation for it, it will provide you all the details related to the API. So here is the documentation which I was talking about. So as you can see on the documentation, in the REST API part, we have the base URL, and then we have the three available resources. First is character, then location, and then episode. And if we scroll down to the documentation, it provides the details about what we will get in the response when we call the API. So you can see we are getting the count, then pages, the next URL, previous URL, and then result. So first we will try this in Postman, which we generally use to explore the APIs. So we have to enter this link, and as this is a open API, so we don't have to enter client ID, client secret part. We just have to click on send, and it will return the output in the JSON form. So first is it's contain information, the count, which is 826, and the number of pages, which is 42, and then this is the we are on first page. So this will contain the next URL, and it will direct us to the second page. And for now, the previous is null. So this is the and then we have result, which contain ID, name, status, species. These are the details. So we will try to fetch this data within the Power BI desktop using MCode. So let's move toward the Power BI part. So first thing what I've done is created a parameter in which I've stored the URL for the API. So let's say I've created this I have done to ignore the hard coding the code. We can change the URL here, and then we can fetch the data directly in our code. So we can enter the link here. Right now I'm using the character part, but as I've shared, we have the location and episode also available. So if we directly change the URL here in the parameter, it will also get changed in our code. So today in this session, we will see how to get data using next URL. So I will walk you through the M code for the process. So this is the provided M code, which is written in M language. All of you must be familiar with it. And basically, it defines a function which is known as fetch data. You can see on the screen. And this is designed to fetch paginated data from the API until there are no more pages left to fetch. So as we have seen, we were on the first page. Then it will iterate to the next page and so on until there is null value in the next part. We will see this in detail. Then firstly, we have defined the function. We can call this part as function definition. And this after this, we have the initial state in which we have initialized the state with the first API URL and an empty list for the data. So we have named it as state, and we have stored the initial URL as next URL, and then we have created a accumulated empty list in which the data will get stored. After it, we have created a process page function. We had defined a function to process the current state. So this is a function which take the current state record and return a new state record. So basically, it will we will create a loop after it, and then it will store all the data. It will append the data, and inside this function you can see we have the first step to fetch the data from the current URL, which will be our first page. Then we have stored the extracted the result part of the data in the variable name data. Then we have new accumulated, which combine the existing accumulated data within the new data from the next page. Then it contain next URL, which attempt to fetch the next URL, and if it doesn't exist, then it default to null. And then we have lastly new state, and which will create a new state record with the updated next URL and new accumulated. And then we have uh, loop to fetch all the pages. So in this, we have used the list.generate function, which is used to repeatedly apply the process page function until there are no more pages to fetch. And the first argument is state, which initialize the iteration with the initial state. Then we have the second argument, which is state not equals to next URL not equals to null, which is a condition which will keep the loop running as long as the next URL is not null. And lastly, the third argument, which update the state by calling the process page state. And after it, we have the extracted the accumulated data from the last state. So whatever the data will be at the last state, we have extracted it using list.last function. And then we invoke the function in the, then we have invoked the link which we have stored in the parameter in the fetch data function. So using this, we have, this is the basic overview, and we will also go through the in details step by step. So using this function, we are importing the data. So we will begin with the starting part. So first we will focus on this function definition. So this is, first we have the function name. We have to define the name of the function whichever we are creating. So this is the name fetch data. This is the name given to the function, and we will use this name to invoke the function elsewhere in the code. Then we have entered a parameter. So initial URL, this is a placeholder name for the parameter, which we will pass when calling the function, and it represents the initial URL from which data fetching will start. And we have set the data type for it as text. So it defines the data type. Yeah. Then return type as list. So this specifies the type of value that the function will return. In this case, it indicates that the function will return a list. So the whatever the output we will be getting at last. I will show you. So you can see here we are getting the output as a list. So this is what we have defined. So this is, here we have specified the type, and then this is the function arrow. And this arrow signifies the start of the function body. Everything following this arrow is the function implementation which will be executed when the function is called. So this is the function definition part. Next, we will move toward the body of the function. So within the function body, we have first created a record named state. And if the term record means in M language, a record is a data structure which hold fields, each with a name and a value. So basically it has a name, and then we store it within the square bracket. And the record state is being initialized with two fields. As you can see, first is next URL, and then second is accumulated. So when if we talk about next URL, so next URL contain initial URL as a parameter, and then we have accumulated, which represent an empty list in M language. So the purpose behind it is it will hold all the data accumulated from each page of the API response. And as the function fetches the data from successive pages, this list will grow by combining the data from each new page with the data already fetched. I will show you the example for it. So as you can see at the initial state, the next URL will contain the page one, and accumulated will be empty. Then when the first iteration will get completed, the next URL will get updated to the second page, and the accumulated, the list which we have created, it will contain the data from page one. Now, when again the loop will go to the next page, then it will go, the URL will become of page three, and the accumulated data will get appended by the second page data. So this will go on and on until the next URL part will be empty. So this is the state, uh, the second part. Next, we will move toward the third part, which is the process page function, and we will explore this in detail. So firstly, again, we are creating a function inside a function. So here again, we have defined the function definition. The function is named as process page, and the parameter we have passed is state, and it will return a record. And within it, we have specified some condition. So this will be called as the function body. And if we talk about this current source, is the fetch data from the current URL step. So this contain state next URL. So it extracts the URL to fetch from the current state. Then web.content, it will fetch the content from the specified URL, and JSON.document. So it will pass the fetch content as JSON, and it will result in a structured representation of the data. And this whole thing we have stored within current source. So the variable now hold the past JSON data from the current page. And in the next step, we have extracted the result part of the data. So if we go in the Postman, So this you can see the first part is information part, which contain the we can say the metadata, and next we have result part. So what we have done in Power BI, within the data variable, we have extracted the result field from the fetch JSON data, and this is typically where the actual data items are stored in the paginated API response. And now in the next step, we have combined the data from this page with the accumulated data. So the state accumulated, you can see here, this extract the current accumulated data from the state, the current state. Then we have used the AND function, AND operator, which will concatenate the current accumulated data with the new data item fetched from the current page. Uh, Sorry, this was the previous one, and the data will be the new one. So this will get the data will get appended and will be stored in the new accumulated part. Then we have to get the next page URL. So for that we have used the try and otherwise functions. So this will construct that try and otherwise combo. This construct is used to handle cases where the next field might not exist in the fetch data. So what it will do is it will try the current source info next. So what is this? The info. This is the info part, and check the next content of this. So this will return this part. So if the next URL is not available, then it will return null, or if it is available, then it will get to the next page. And then we have created the new state. So in this, we have used the next URL is equals to next URL, which we get it from here. So we have overwritten the next URL with the newly updated. And then we have the accumulated data. The thing we have created here, we are modifying this. So the new accumulated data will get added in the list. And then we have stored it into new state. So this is the process page function. And then we create the loop to run this function until the next URL is null. So now we will focus on this part, loop to fetch all pages. Okay. So firstly, we have used the list.generate function. So I will give you the overview of this function. List.generate is a function in M language, which is used to create a list by repeatedly applying a transformation until a specified condition is met. So we have it contain mainly three arguments. First is the initial value generator, which will be a function that provides the initial value. Then we have to provide a condition. As you can see here, we have provided that the next URL not equals to null. This will be our condition. And the next third argument is next value generator, which will be a function that generate the next value based on the current value. So this is the loop which we have created. In the first step, this is a zero argument function that return the initial value for the iteration. And the state, this is the initial state record which has been previously defined in the beginning of the code. So for the first loop, this will take this as the initial stage. Then it will check the condition. So this is a single argument function that takes the current state as input and returns a Boolean value. This will return a Boolean value, and this condition will determine whether the loop should continue or not. And the iteration will continue as long as the next URL is not null. When the next URL becomes null, it will indicate that there are no more pages to fetch, and the iteration will get stopped. And lastly, we have the next value generator. So this is again a single argument function which will take the current state as input and return the next state. So this function will generate the next state by fetching the current page data, updating the accumulated data, and this will set the next URL. So basically the image which we have seen here, the loop will work like this. It will take the state as the initial part, then accumulate the data, then again it will do it until the next URL is null. So this is the loop part, and lastly we have extracted the accumulated data from the last state. So what we have done is we have used the list.last function, and this function will get the last state from the result state list, and this will extract the accumulated field from the last state, which will be the latest data, and return it as a record. So this is the function MCode which we have to use to get the data using the next URL. So when we click on done, this will return the data as a record, and after it we can convert it into table. So we will just have to go to transform and click on to table, and then we have to enter delimiter and how we have to enter extra column. For now we will go by default, and then the list will get converted into table form, and then we will click on this arrow. This will give us a list of all the columns available within data. You can cross check it with Postman. So here you can see the column names, ID, name, status, species, all these are available within Power BI. So these are all the columns. We will simply click on OK. And here we have the all the data which was available uh, on the website. So in this way, we can fetch data using MCode. We can fetch paginated data using MCode.